Hey, this is continuation of the midpoints. And what I wanted to first start is actually three parts I want to discontinue. Looking at the midpoints, which again, for those who may be listening to the first time from me about midpoints, it is the equal distance of any point or planet or angle that can manifest those two energies of those particular planets, or there may be even a point in a planet. There are variations to it, but basically we're going to just continue with this planets, and whatever it falls right in that equal distance spot will be in planet or angle will have a tendency or a manifestation of those two planets. Now, key thing that I love about it is that you learn keywords with IRND, right? Uh, Learning that is learning like for the sun and the moon. So this sun moon midpoint can bring about many aspects in a person's life. It can show the male, meaning the sun. It can show the father, also symbolically through the son, or men in that person's life, wherever gender that might be. And the same would be the moon. And the moon would represent women in that person's life or the mother. It can also represent the family life. It can also represent anatomical parts too, both the planets are indicating. So there are broader concepts that you can embody with midpoints, which I love about. And it can give you a different, again, like in the prior video, that can give you insight to person's chart or individual's charts or whatever way you want to take that. I love the part that we can take and do transits with that. Transits and appointment. Once you know your own particular planets, midpoint positions, meaning in the 360-degree dial, you'll know, for example, if your midpoint is like 13 degrees Gemini. Now, you not only would take that as a one significant point, but you'll look at any other hard aspects, which would be the opposition and the square. And that will give you another indication. Now, with the sun moon, this also gives you a kind of a key insight of the individual themes in life. So look at it from that perspective. So we'll take present example, 13 degrees Gemini, and there's Jupiter at 13 degrees Sagittarius. That would be an opposition. But that Jupiter now becomes part of the person's life or theme, if you want, meaning that you will see Jupiterian themes run across. That can be overindulgence, that can be also foreign places or foreign people, that can also be learning, that can be also involved with some parts of the law. Whether it manifests on the individual level, that depends on how they embody that experience through the environment. So it can also show that the person may be large than life. That's also a Jupiterian. So we can run along with them themes. And what the key thing is for those who may not say, the question is, well, how can I find midpoints? Well, you can look at, actually, you can get a reading from your own software if you have one, or if not, have, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, astro.com, but they are search online, and there are places that you can actually, or sites that you can actually get, go to, and you can get a download or just a screenshot, whatever is comfortable for the individual. And what you're going to do with that, you're going to actually start to see a pattern of degrees that fall in your midpoint salt or sort, SORT. And this will give you an enlightenment when you're looking at transits for planets and you're looking progressions. That could be another aspects and so forth. Or even when you get interesting in synastry, you can believe it or not, you can actually see certain persons or people that can conjunct or aspect, meaning those two hard aspects, the square or the opposition, and of course the conjunction. And I mean that as also in body of aspects, hard aspects. So keep in mind that you can broaden this to other levels. That can be corporations, that can be states, because they have birthdays into countries or whatever. They all have birthdays of origin. So we can take that to another level. Um, I would recommend just looking at your chart first and see if you can get a feeling. And if not, it's all about observing and observation. You'll start to see these come to life, so to speak, with that. So look at that from that point of view. Also, what you're going to need is what we're going to use tools. These tools come in various examples, but we'll go further into this as we're continuing this journey into midpoints. So part of the tools that you're going to have incorporated is the sort on the 360 sort or zodiacal sort. And this is something that we're going to start with easily. There are other ones, but this is recommended for me actually, that you can start in the ground level. So you want to get actually a kind of an understanding, a basic overall understanding of how your degrees and your midpoints working. So when you see a transit happening, and there's two ways you can look at it on a monthly basis, because the moon goes through the zodiacal chart through and once a month, right? And it'll go through every sign in the zodiacal circle once a month. You can also you look at it on a daily basis, because the formula for that is every degree that comes to the ascendant in midheaven is 4 minutes per degree. And I'll repeat that again, 4 minutes per degree. So you will see the